Hey everyone, it's Beth Murphy here. I'm from Clutter Conscious. That's my organizing business. Now, I have a variety of clients. You can hire me just to kind of breeze in and help you get the place under control, or we can do finer detail. So I'm going to use actually my own pantry to give you an example of what that might look like. Okay. So it's just easier for me to show you my own home. So you can know that we're not running around, obsessed with perfection and that kind of thing. We're families and we're like you. We want things that function and look nice and what have you. So I really did not even clean for you. Here's my pantry because it's kind of my focus. I've been thinking about what I could do with it. So I'm going to talk about that in front of you as if I was in your home. So here we go. This is my pantry. I do keep some things other places, but so if I was talking to you, I would ask you a few things. For instance, if I kind of noted anything that might not make sense. Now, I just mean as far as practicality. For instance, these thermoses here. Now, these are ours, so I know that we don't use them all year. And here we are in the winter, and this is taking up valuable real estate. These thermoses don't go with myself or my husband half the year. So I actually relocated those in the basement. This is a mop bucket, and I don't need to look at that all the time. Now, it's actually not in the way because the poles are actually hanging and the bucket's here, but I don't feel like looking at it. So I'm going to actually install something on my wall down to the basement so I can grab that. And we have our shoes down here just to keep them warm because we don't have a mudroom. I wish I had a mudroom. And this is just our, some of our basic staples. Now I know where everything is, but it's not cute, right? So if you just had a particular budget and you just wanted me to breeze in, then I'm charging you for the labor, and then I'm also measuring your pantry, and I'm going home and I'm still working for you because I'm going to present you with items, pictures, Pinterest boards, whatever it takes to get you what you're looking for. Now that brings me to my next thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Pinterest pantry. All right. Now I can't help but note when I see those pictures that I can't find their groceries. So, it's a little bit of a balance. The goal is not the perfect Pinterest pantry that everyone drools over. The goal is what will make you feel good when you open your pantry. All right. So, for instance, in what I'm referring to as the perfect pantry is you'll notice there's no packaging, and I can create that for you, but I would, as this is my job as a professional, I would let you know that what this is going to entail is when you come home with your groceries, you are now going to be opening all the packaging, getting rid of it, and you're going to be rotating in your jars and so forth. And it will involve labeling since you've removed the packaging and perhaps even directions. So there is no right or wrong. There's what works for you. Now, I like a mixture. I like things to be cute, but sometimes I want to see things so I can reach them or know what I'm reaching. And sometimes I don't want to see things. I like things tucked away, but certainly when we're involved with cooking, we're not going to be tucking everything away. That's not practical. So for me, I would just create a balance for myself and buy things that matched. And now, again, working with your budget, you can get things at the dollar store or you can get things at the Container Store. It just depends on what you're looking for. So I will tailor that to you, okay? So now I'm going to show you what I did, and this would be one session, okay? Because you can also, I sell packages for people that have projects, but if you want me to just breeze in there in a day and we can whip your things into shape, I can do that for you too. So if I were to just breeze in and then not see you again, just kind of give you ideas while we were working, this is something that I might create in a short time. Now, this is the fun part that I'm kind of proud of. I didn't eliminate groceries. And I'm going to actually look at it again to make 100% sure that I didn't take anything out. Because this is something I could create in your home right now, that you're gonna see the difference. Now you have space. If that was your criteria, if you came to me and said, Beth, can you make the most of this as far as space? So I'll tell you that anything I found in here related to containers are things that I did have in my home. You might have them too. That happens a lot. Usually people that have an interest in organization do have containers. They just don't know what to do with them. So I would love to look at those first. Okay, we want to use what you have. And I'm actually going to point out a few things that I had done over the years that just because I'm frugal, I'm someone that loves recycling. I don't like things in the landfill. That's part of my organizing job. I'll downsize people, and I don't just get a dumpster. We have estate sales. I bring things to the donation centers as part of my job outside of my hours. I really, really value upcycling or even giving things away. Someone will take almost anything. But anyway, back to our pantry. So having said that, now I've created, actually, you see these? You can get these anywhere. These are wonderful because you always want to be using the space under your shelf if you can. I actually, just for the purpose of showing you this, I took these from a bookcase I had upstairs because the bookcase had this same empty area, and I had my tiny books here just to use that space. So for the purpose of this photograph, I grabbed them. And I'm storing napkins because I was taking up a big space here in my last photo. Everything else here is the same. Again, I did remove the mop bucket and I removed the thermoses. Now I have a couple of Lazy Susans, right? And then I had already done this. I had made a third one. This was in there. You probably just missed it. It's right here. These are 2 cake pans that I found I was not using. And I actually had marbles. I watch a lot of YouTube videos because that's organizing is my passion. So that's fun for me. And I saw another organizer do this. She took 2 cake pans, the round, they're called Genoise pans. And I had some marbles. And then when you put them together, there you are. I can spin my spices around. Now this I was able to empty just by condensing. You see, I had this here, the crunch bars, and now they're up here. Now I can utilize the top shelf because my husband and I are tall. That all goes into the factoring, when I meet you. If you have children, we put their snacks down here and we would label them. Sometimes you can even use pictures if your children have access to the pantry and they can't read yet. I mean, that's not common, but we can label like that too. Now these containers, let me show you close up. These containers, I eat a lot of salad, and these are salad containers. Yep, that's how it comes for me. It's organic, but I don't know that that's container specific. So there's this wonderful rectangle. It's the proper depth. I wash it out very well. I dry it. It comes with a cover, which allows me to stack them. So I have a couple different kind of bars. So, obviously these are the ones that are new from the grocery. And then we have our other bars that my husband's grabbing on top here. And the same, I have some different kinds of nuts in here. Ones I use often, ones I don't. And now he only uses one cereal at a time. So the other cereals are behind this. And then I did have this basket. It was on top of the fridge here before. So I grabbed the basket, and all of our chips are in there because we're not, we can grab that and go through the bags and see pretzels or whatnot. Now this shelf was already installed, so I used it. But guess what? This is just the pantry that I breeze in if I just kind of come in and rescue you for one session. And the session is 3 hours. This is just the blow-in, let's get you together. But if you've purchased a package and we're working together, like maybe we're doing other areas, then I'm also working at home. And now let me take you on that next plateau. And I'll let you know some of the options this person would have if we were going to continue. Because this is where my head is at today. I'm actually thinking about what my preferences are and what I might like to shop for based on what's out there. We have a lot of nice container stores here. Ocean State Job Lot is probably my favorite, but gosh, there are containers everywhere. You can even find them at the craft stores. Use your imagination. Now, see these baskets? These are just random baskets, but I've got random herbs and things in there. I have a few different kinds of salts, so they're all grouped together. I just like natural material. But if I was doing this for, you wanted a high-end Pinterest pantry, we would get things that were uniform. So here where I have one canister, we would get several if you liked the clear. And then labeling is optional, because if we had some airtight containers for cereal, now you wouldn't want to put labels on there, Raisin Bran, and then the next time you don't get Raisin Bran. This is what I'm saying. Like, as far as what's practical, you can do whatever you like. You just need to do what works for you. And I will listen to you and kind of give you feedback on what I feel like you're saying, in case you don't know. So, we'll do labels. I do like the chalk labels because they're erasable. You can also do the tie-on ones. Now, for baskets, I would do a tie-on one where you'd use some nice string, and you could change that out, or you can even slip a little metal. They have metal tags too. Depends on what you'd like. So that would be key. If we wanted the Pinterest deal, we'd get uniform containers. We would be dumping out all of the boxes. And here's another thing you may not have thought of. Your spices are generally going to be mismatched. So when you do see those drool over pantries, they've removed all the spices from the containers. And you can probably see why. Now, I had to put some of these in a way that I don't really care for. See, they're laying on their side because they don't actually fit. And what's going to happen is I continue to use this if I didn't make some decisions or change the containers, is as I use these for dinner, I'm going to take them out. I'm just going to put them here, because you're in the middle of sauteing something, and you know how it goes. So you want to get something that functions. You just have to make a few decisions first. I can help you with that. And then we would look at typical size containers for pasta and whatnot. And we would then also I would measure this and get clear jars, and that would look really good. And that would actually free up the ones I'm squishing down here, or the taller ones. So, and then I would put the croutons. Those will look good in a clear container. And there are containers that have a handle. They're like a little bucket. So you could put those on the bottom shelf for your children and put their goodies in there if they have little single-size portions of things. I like baskets. You can grab it and put it back. Now, let's see. Canned goods. I actually don't store them here, but many people do. Now, if this was, let's say I had pasta sauces here, they do make the ones that will like roll forward for cans, or stand up your, pasta pasta sauces. So we've got, if soda cans can roll in a bin, and then they sell the separate ones that can stand up your sauces. So they are like a staircase, and you can see the other ones in the back, so they'll be raised. Let me give you a quick tip here. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, I'm all for that. You know, you just hire me for what you need, and then I'll work for someone else for what they need. But you can actually do something at home that's fun. If you have a 2x4, you can get your husband, if you have some scrap wood, you can get him to cut one down. You can take that and put it in the back, wrap it with contact paper, like you're folding a present. And you can also do wallpaper if you just want to be really secure and kind of glue that down because it's heavier. And that can look really great. When you wrap that and put that in the back, that's just about the right height. So you can put 2 sets of sauces here. So they're, you know, they're graduated. Now, let's see, what else could we do? The door. I don't have anything on the door. You could totally hang something here. Now, sometimes you can hang something over the door, but I will say sometimes the door, the way they're mounted, they're too close to the top. So you might end up, you know, wanting something screwed in here. And sometimes you can get, it's called an alpha system. If you want to look it up, that's what the Container Store uses. We have, you don't have to get that brand. We have one. I know they do at Ocean State. So you're adding this strip, and then it comes with components. So you have little baskets. So if you add this strip, you know, you can add a lot of storage on this door with the baskets. And then actually I could move out all the spices if I wanted to do that. And that would free up a lot of real estate here for me. So I could take some of the other things out of my cabinets. Or again, the over the door trick. You can also mount, you know, like a chalkboard for your grocery list. There's just a lot of things aren't being utilized here because I have a lot of interest. I do things all over my house. Just haven't gotten to this yet. And I wanted to mention it. I said about covering in wallpaper, the 2x4. As far as designing the space, you can. Ideally, if you want to do this 100% start to finish, and you can hire me to do this, or you can do it yourself. I don't mind. You want to save money? I don't mind. I would repaint the trim white, paint the shelves again white, just because if I'm doing this, I might as well do a great job. You can paint the back of your shelves a different color. I love the way that looks. Let's say we have teal or something like that. Something that'll make you happy. Or you can wallpaper the back. Or, one last thing, you can take push pins, and after we remove these shelves, take the push pins and mount your wallpaper. It'll just give you enough to have a little texture, a little interest, a little pleasantry as you're doing your chores, and it's not permanent. I don't think anyone's going to be upset with you if you put a few little push pins in here. And you can just make a match. You can make a design with them. And those are my thoughts. Those are my spontaneous thoughts that I wanted to share with you. I don't think I missed anything. Yeah, so now here I have my onions. So I would probably just get more of these clear bins. These are just things that I kind of had, but you can do the whole 9 yards, and I would recommend you're going to want symmetry, and you're going to want to match after you decide what that is. It might be natural materials. I like wicker baskets and things. It might be just clear, just a little more contemporary. That's what Pinterest is for. We talk, when you hire me, we talk in emails. And it's a great way to share ideas. And I can just send you links too. Like, I've measured your space, and I think this product from Amazon will work. Why don't you get that delivered if you agree with me? All right? So anyway, that's us talking about pantries today. I'll let you know if I have other tips in the future. Thanks for hanging in there. Bye.